Hello everyone, welcome to episode 8 of the Disgaea 5 Complete Let's Play, or playthrough, or whatever you wish to call it. So, last episode, I successfully did the DLC that I had been trying to do for the past few. It was decently difficult, but I was able to cheese out the last little bit of it. So, before anything, I just want to show something a little funny that I saw, because I was going through the settings to make sure everything was still good. And I saw this, and I thought this was pretty just quirky and nice. Well, not that one. Sorry about that.
Nipponichi Software.
I just thought that was a bit cute, because Nipponichi is the publisher of this game. And last time I unlocked the cheat shop, and I realized that I did not actually go through all the menus. So we have the obtain rate one, where you can just alter all that stuff. But then, if I hit R or L to turn the page, I can also adjust enemy strength. So this is basically how you're able to grind on earlier stages, because it just changes the levels that all the characters are on. So if I decide to grind quite a bit, which I might just when I'm able to, I'll do my best to try and keep the enemy strength at where it's not like me just plowing through the game. I try and keep it at like a decent enemy strength if I find that I'm over leveled. Goes from normal strong to really strong to super strong to hellish. And then there's just fun ones where it's like, oh, I can turn on squeaky sandals, which I will just to show it off. And everyone is a bomb, but that makes it so everyone explodes when I throw them. And then here is just for if you don't even want to get any of it, I guess. Instead of changing this, you would just do that instead. Yeah, so now when I walk around, it just makes that slipping noise. But let's turn that off, because that's kind of annoying. Off. And I'm guessing you unlock the next things later on in the story, or you do it through the assembly. But at the end of last episode, after I got the DLC characters, I just ended it relatively fast.
Let's fix you up.
Without really doing anything. Okay, just checking to make sure. And Kung Fu Muscle, so I'm going to equip that, because that has... Shard New. Ah, yes. Okay, and I'm finally getting what I consider one of the best items. These items are all going to be items that increase all the stats. So I love these items because it just makes me feel good when I equip them. And I always try and keep them on the main character. Like, I'm losing some defense and I'm losing some resist, but I'll be able to make it up just later on by leveling this item up itself. And I'm gonna give... who has the lowest? He doesn't really have all that much defense. I'm not too worried about Natalia. But I'm going to exchange her wrinkly clothes with that. And put that on him. He's a relatively heavy HP tank, so I'm gonna
Let's fix you up.
As much health as possible. So just gonna get treated to put that up. And at the end of last episode, after I got the DLC characters, I didn't do anything. I ended it immediately. So I want to start this episode by looking through their character stats menus. So I got Zeta, Pram, and Peta, which are all level 10, so they're a bit under-leveled, but they're going to catch up quick, because if you look at their stats, they're quite insane. So let's just go to the status menu. So you can see he has the Zeta Sword as his main weapon, which I'll look at. He is definitely a sword character, and not much else. Abilities, Badass Overlord, increased attack by 10%, plus 1% for every 10,000 reincarnation level. So that means whenever he reincarnates, basically when you reincarnate, you store the levels, and this character is essentially meant to just keep continuously max him out to 9999 and then reincarnate just over and over again. And every time he stores up 10,000, which is like almost the just over the max level, he'll get an increase of 10%. So just do this 10 times essentially, and he'll have a plus 100% attack, which is honestly really good. Okay, so now we have his two special moves. Neo Zeta Beam, which is that eye attack, which is an eye attack. I'll show it off because some people may not have seen it. And then here's the introduction of combo moves. So combo with Red Magnus, if these two characters are standing next to each other or within an area, I'm not really sure, I have to remember, they're able to use a move together, and it's usually really strong. And then he has the sword moves. And then no squads yet, I haven't assigned a class to him yet, and unit info. A famous overlord who's so cocky and powerful he's known on other worlds. Rumor has it he spoils his daughter. And now his overload is Grand Avesta. Summon buildings and increase dispatch limit by 5. So that means I'd be able, if I used his overload, I'd be able to have 15 characters out instead of the normal 10. Okay, and now we're on Pram. So she has her Sacred Tome, and she's totally a staff person because she's high magic. You can see her aptitude for SP is at 150, and her int is also at 150%. So those are going to go up like crazy. Abilities, Punishing Prophecies, and it just deals damage to a random enemy unit at end of turn, which is really good. Okay, so now we have Freezing Prophecy, which is just a long distance 3 vertical, and then Glass Illusion with Zeta, so you need to have both of them, which is probably going to be really strong. And she's an Ice and Star character. Oop. And then no squad, no class yet. And then unit info, a young overlord who's very powerful. She is very high and mighty and hates to be insulted. She teases Zeta a lot. And then her overload is Wisdom of Epos. Evade all attacks for 2 turns, which could be really useful if you're getting hit a lot. And now we have Peta, the badass daughter. She was Oracle. So she has her replica book Zeta. Her ability, well actually her aptitudes are also magic based for the most part. Although she seems a little more balanced than Pram. Badass daughter, increased attack of adjacent ally overlord unit by 30%, so that's going to be useful later. Azure Prism, just int, and then combo with Zeta. Okay, Star. Oop. I keep hitting R because I want to move over, but I just need to hit right, which is a lot simpler than I would normally think. Badass Overlord Zeta's daughter from the future. She is polite for a demon, has shot beams from eyes since age 5, and then all allies on the map can use their Overload skill one more time, which I have read that is very useful with Zeta's Overload skill, because then you could have 20 people, which would be insane. I'm probably not even going to have 20 people like up to par to take full advantage of that. But I am going to come over here to the squads and organize some people. So I'm going to put, I'm just going to put Zeta in here. And I'm going to put these two in the mana channeling, because mana's always good. And then can't really do anymore. I'll just put Chris down there. And I don't really plan to do anything with those guys. Okay. So now I'm going to look at the character's equipment, because as you can see at the bottom, there's always some flavor text, and you can see on the right, behind the innocence, you can see what the weapon looks like, which is pretty cool. So that's his awesome sword. It's got 165 attack, which is awesome, especially this early in the game. So this is Zeta's favorite sword. Sacred Tome contains everything about a certain netherworld. I think that certain netherworld is referencing Zeta's netherworld, because I think she destroyed it, or locked it in a tome. And the replica book Zeta, a faithful reproduction of Zeta's saddest state. So Zeta used to be a book, like a tome, and in past games that was what he looked like. And he would have very high intelligence, I believe, to be a massive spell tank, but his movement was abysmal. Like, he couldn't move at all. Okay. So now, I upgraded the equipment and I never checked it, so I just want to see what's going on. So now you can see, like, so that's the beginning of the game stuff, but now it goes all the way up to 8,000, which is useful. So I'm going to see if this is stronger than... it's slightly stronger, although I'm not... It's kind of hard to tell. Switch hand. Okay, so it would give me plus 46, plus 44, but I'm not going to bother right now yet. Sword, plus 64. I mean, I honestly should be, like, switching them out, but I'm waiting for one thing to happen, and then I'm gonna do it. Although that's probably not even the smartest thing. So, axes are one of the few weapons that will actually give you negative in some stats, because that's just the way it works. Like, you're going for higher, like, super high attack, but you're not going to hit as much, and you're not going to be as fast. So, you're supposed to, like, use it with Magnus, and you're supposed to augment him with, like, glasses and slippers to bring his hit and speed back up, like, to cancel out the negatives. And I believe items also gets boosted. Oh yeah, I never actually went to the item shop, but this place sells healing items and, like, support items. So, healing, we just got, like, base healing items. So cotton candy is the good one right now with 400. Yam starch is the good one with 80 SP. And this just cures all. And attack items. Hands are items you can use to steal items from enemy characters, which are actually useful, especially when you get someone with a really high hit and speed. So I'm going to come here and check out these guys' unique abilities. So, badass sound when controlling this unit at the base, the system voice will default to his. That's funny. Strongest body, increased defense by 30% on odd turns, and increase resist by 30% on even. That's also pretty good. And then ultimate power, increase attack. Okay, so it's just a magic attack. So it just, like on alternating turns, you just want to use different things. Okay. Hoarfrost magic, increase water damage dealt by 20%, decrease water damage taken by 20. That's not bad. Calm response, as long as the unit doesn't move, evasion becomes 50%. So you just place her in the middle of the map and don't move her, her evasion will be 50-50 always. And over concentrate, magic rain becomes 1, but increase intelligence by 50%. So that's also really good. And then at the bottom, critical point, increase critical damage dealt by 30% when not near enemy units. So if you're doing a ranged attack, you'll have a greater chance of crit. In volunteer work, decrease duration of stat drops for LA units on the map by 2 turns. So if someone uses a spell to decrease your attack, it'll decrease the amount of turns it takes to cure it. And once per turn, you can move 1 more time after using support magic. So if I use something to increase an enemy attack, or if I heal someone, I believe, I'll then also be able to move again and heal them again, or just attack. Because it is only once per turn, so I couldn't, like, keep it up. Just seeing whether or not... Yeah, it wouldn't be useful at this point in time to increase any. Like, going from 72 to 288, I wouldn't be able to do that. And all these, like, their SPs aren't high enough yet. So, last thing I'm going to check with these new characters is their alternate colors. Because that's always a fun thing. And I'm going to set subclasses for them. So, subclass, I'm just going to set Prinny. The thing about subclasses is you kind of have to keep track of them, but they don't. I don't believe they actually have any effect on your character's stats. So what I do is I just kind of assign random ones to people, and then later on, like when I see that they're leveling up, maybe I'll go create a different one, like a different class, because each class has multiple tiers, and by unlocking those multiple tiers with the main characters and subclasses, you can just unlock them, I believe. So we're going through Peta's extra colors, and I kind of really like these. With the DLC characters, I might actually change their colors. Like, I like this. Unfortunately, it doesn't change the color or the picture, so you don't know until you use the character, but that's fine. I kind of like the white design on this one. And then, oh, I like this one. Although I find that all the DLC characters are just like really cool looking anyway. And what are your colors? I like your green. And I believe during the interim, in case you didn't watch the DLC part, I actually I got one person. Yeah, like he's leveled up Magician a little bit, so once he fills that up, he'll be able to probably make like a Blue Magician or something. She has mastered the first one, and I believe it was a Blue Witch. And to make sure I am understanding the system correctly,
thanks.
Go to the recruiter, and then yes, so she has 2 stars above her name now, and she can now make a green mage, which if you see on top and on the right, the hell required goes up, but the base stats also increase. So eventually the entire bar will be filled up with stars, and the farthest to the right one will be the best stats you can make, but it will require the most money. So now, before I go to Poison Dice, I'm going to do the talks with Seraphina, Red Magnus, and Christo. And for those of you that didn't notice, Natalia is level 19 now, and Christo's level 13. So Christo is higher level than Kilia, and that angers the fuck out of me. Because I hate not having the main character be the highest level. Natalia is fine because she's DLC, so I kind of expect her to be stronger, especially because her stats are just superior. But I hate having Christo be higher level, because he was the only one that survived the last DLC fight, other than Natalia. So that's why he's there, because he just continuously healed her and got a shit ton of XP. So I'm going to do my best to get their XP up, and I'm going to keep the XP in the cheat shop a little boosted. So, time to start this. And it seems like it's all going to be in one. It might not be multiple conversations, which will make it useful. Oh, God, but talking continuously, man, it's just gets on your throat. Like, I can feel it in the back of my throat right now, just the raw feeling. Well, luckily I was able to have a night's sleep to rest it a little bit since the last episode. Just had to try and remember what I wanted to cover from the end of the previous episode. Now, one thing I am actually interested in, or have, I don't want to say qualms with, but I'm wondering whether or not it's appropriate, is Demon General Margarita was referring to us as the Rebel Army, but I feel like Rebel Army isn't true, because Demon Emperor Void Dark only has 1/3 of the Netherworlds under his control, which means he doesn't have a majority, which means he's not like a ruling government. He's an invader. So one would think that as a resident of the Netherworlds, he would be considered a rebel, taking over. Whereas these people say that they're rebelling against Void Dark, but I would just consider them fighting back against the invasion. Like, I wouldn't consider it rebelling against a government, like this game seems to put the tone on. Of course, that's probably just semantics. I'm not really sure how like my argument would stand. I just felt like I wanted to like talk about it, because whenever I read something or notice something that just kind of sparks my interest. I'm like, huh, like, is that correct? So I just felt like I should share this thought with the audience and see whether or not anyone would agree or disagree. Of course, I'm not expecting all that many views. Not a big channel at all, and this is, what, episode 8 of a essentially new channel. Although the channel's been there for a while, I just never did anything with it. Oh crap, okay, so there's another event right underneath. I haven't really done anything, but I'm just gonna save anyway. Because it's been a bit, and I don't want to risk losing it. Okay. So, now they're just talking about, I guess, a misconception. Okay. So, this is Seraphina denying that she has romantic affection for Killia. Even though, like, almost anyone can guess that she does. And because she's the main female protagonist in this. I don't even want to say main female protagonist, but she's the first female that you encounter. So she's, like, much more in the party than almost everyone else, even though Red Magnus also got in the party in the same chapter. And one would just expect, like, oh no, it's totally a love interest thing, especially when she is holding such preferential treatment to Killia. Like, she references that Killia is the only one that can give her orders, like, the only one that, I think she says that he's the only one that would be allowed to touch her, or something. And it's almost like a perfect example of the hard-to-get character. Like, God, I almost called him Sir Killia. Killia just doesn't really give 5 flying shits about anybody in the party. He's just a decent demon. Like, he's just like, okay, you know what, I'm not gonna actively, like, hurt them. I'm not gonna let them get hurt because I'm here and can stop it. But whatever they do, it doesn't matter to me. I don't really care why they're doing it. I just care that I'm able to reach my own goal. So it's almost an epitome of hard to get, even though he's not really trying for it. She just wants him in some fashion. Which I find quite interesting, because you don't see that quite a bit, like, in most medias. Like, it's always, like, someone is playing hard to get, they're actively trying to not be, like, who they naturally are, whereas Killia just truly doesn't care. Okay, I just wanted to see what the voice line was for it. Okay, got slippers. That's actually really nice. Now that I saw that chest spawned, I'm going to go around and try and see if I missed any others, because the prinnies are all around the map. So, oh, 3 prinnies. Okay, so this is just it's so odd when you just look at the prinnies faceplate and other main characters, because, like, part of their beak gets cut off and you're just looking into a soulless dead eye with a red pupil. But one thing that I do like is generally every prinny has the same exact voice. Like, if you're a prinny, you have this one voice. And I really like their design, because they're obviously meant to be penguins of some sort, but you can see the stitches. They're actively sewed, where that's one of the main plot points for Disgaea 4, where the main character Valvatores is the prinny instructor of Hades, and one of the characters, Fuka, goes to hell and she's supposed to be a prinny, but they just didn't have enough material to make a full prinny suit to put her human soul in. So they just made her a hat and a jacket that are, like, prinny themed, but she's a human character that primarily uses axes. So I just find it really funny that they're they're not like, that's not fur. It's an actual like fabric or something that they just stuff a soul into. Imprinties, their entire like idea is that box right there. They collect money and stuff when they work, and then once they get enough, they're able to pay for reincarnation, and then they can go back to being a human demon or whatever. And they're in Celestia, they're in the Netherworlds, but they're not in the human world because, you know, they were humans. Or, I guess, demons. Or it's really anybody who has sinned.
Beam!
Beam. So, after all that, I'm going to save once again because I don't want to repeat all those things. Yeah. But yeah, they stuff their money or items that they're paid with in there, and once they have enough, they can buy their reincarnation to pay off all their sins.
Where would you like to go, dude?
Okay, so I'm going to do this one, Overlord of Revenge, just to get Logan. Because I've been waiting for you, Lost Army. Now take me on, brother. After I lost to you guys, I went back to training the vitamins and the prayers. So what you're going to do when my lift and throw techniques run wild on you? He's still mistaken. So this is just... sometimes you'll get a quest for these types of things where you fight the Overlord and then they'll join your team. So as you can see, these are all like physical people.
Let's go!
So what I am going to do is these guys are weak to fist. So I am going to switch my hand to magic hand. Triple strike him to get him in a line.
All
That
men
way,
are my servants.
Seraphina can then use Dazzling Eyes here. And then I'm going to try and not use Metalia and Christo in this map, but I am going to use Zeta and Pran and Peta, along with Red Knights, of course.
Let's super go!
These guys are weak to Axe, which is useful. I now have a ranged axe attack. Move you up. Capture skill 1 allows you to capture weakened enemy, sort of like Pokemon. But, maybe I can do this. Yes, it's letting me. So I'm going to do this, because I believe they both get some points for it. And right now, I'm going to keep Pram out. Just because. Okay, so that guy didn't die, but now he did. Yo-yo trick. And the nice thing is, the combo moves. Okay, I'm just
Awaken! Let's turn it up! Weaklings! Weaklings! I'm the badass!
But yeah, combo moves are super strong. They let one person use their move, and then the other can just use it. And my brain is just dying on me, guys. And they just do a shit ton of damage, and they're always goofy. That's what I was thinking of. They're always just super goddamn goofy, and I love it. Okay, Tiberius. Okay, that's probably the best option at this point. I may put Christo out just to heal if he needs it. So Freezing Prophecy. Yeah, it does an insane amount of damage. Mostly because of their superior items. Prison. Oh wow, I'm surprised these guys didn't die. Oh god, they're so close to dead. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to sacrifice... I'm going to put her up as a human sacrifice. And lift Beta, because I don't want her getting KO'd. Because I want leveler. Yeah. Come on, survive.
Wow.
Damn it.
Power.
Okay, and that was Pram's thing. So what I'm going to do is overload. No, not. Doesn't matter. I need to level kill you up anyway. So I'm going to just triple strike him. That won't reach, but that will. And Zeta Beam. Yeah, she doesn't have anything that could really be useful at the time. So I'm just gonna exit and see where it goes.
Thank you.
Paler drop.
Super! I'm the
And now Neo
badass!
Zeta Beam.
Set a beam!
And the reason why I'm showing these again is because for the people that didn't watch the DLC episode, or the DLC parts of the episodes, I didn't want them to be like left out of seeing it instead of me just skipping it. I'm going to
Here I am.
throw. Nah, still not
Yeah.
enough. Whatever. Logan might die just from Pram's
Worship me!
special ability. Yep.
This is unexpected.
Forgive you. They say Blood Parch. What? We got Rebel Army. Band Guy Defeat. More Dark. You guys are Rebel Army. Can't believe it. All misunderstanding. Can't go embarrassing. Let me join. So, yeah. So now we're going to have Logan on our team, which is useful because it's, in this game, it's actually really useful to just have more people for one of these subsystems. Okay, so that sucked that Peta died.
Let's fix you up.
Just because I want her to get some XP. Requests, Overlord. Okay, and then I'm going to accept some. Let's see if there's any that let me. Bloody Orb, that would be decent. I got strength and skills though, which I don't really want. I want to use more precise colors, so I need to just change my color 10 times, which I can do. And then clear any stage 1 time. Kill 10 printies. Yeah, I'll just get that because it's just good to have. I'm just going to do the change color one later, but I do want to, before I start
It's the cheat
another
shop.
thing, I want to just show in practice the enemy strength thing, so I'm going to put this up to 4. And then I'm just going to go to the first level, where you remember that there were just level 1 pretties. I'm going to save, because I don't want to accidentally lose
Where would you
against
like to go,
super
dude?
strong pretties, which I don't think I will, because I could just throw them if things get bad. Because you can throw enemy printies and they'll explode, just like every other printy. But now they're level 9. So, this is what I meant when I said that
Daddy's a badass freaking overlord.
Daddy's a badass freaking overlord.
Here I go!
I want to see. So I can't, so it just has to be within an area, which is nice. I'm wondering if I can still use it. No, okay. So it has to be in some sort of adjacent block. It can't just be anywhere, which kind of sucks. But it's understandable. Okay, so now Kilia's 13, these two are 12. What I should have done is, because I'm just doing this, I should just keep saying shoulda. That's a bad habit. But I think I should have put up the XP gauge, because this isn't going to give me much money. I don't really need much money either.
Set a beam!
ladder bonding type.
No! Dude! No! No! Dude!
So took them all down in one turn, killed some quest prinnies. I think I got a level for Peta. I don't know. And we have someone who surrendered. So when you wreck someone super hard, sometimes at the end of a thing, you'll just get them to surrender. Which I don't think I can do anything with that right now, but it will be useful later on, if I'm remembering correctly. And then there's just fucking Zeta back here, being a creep. So I'm gonna go hand in these quests, and up in the right you see that there's just quest done to tell you, but yo, you should just go hand them in and get some more. Concludes, and I have a paralysis vaccine, and then I'm gonna get a mana potion. Yeah, I need brawler rank 2 or better, or something like that. Accept quests. These are easy because they're just, you need a stat that is a certain level. And with these DLC characters, you get it really quick because they have items that will just do it. It's be like, oh yeah, it's because now it's attack over 20,000. And then I need to have 100,000 hell, but I don't really want to do this because that would be 1/10 of my money. Okay, so I'm going to do is I am going to yeah, Peta didn't even level from that, which kind of stinks. She didn't even get like any XP. I'm guessing it was because it was a combo attack and it gets split between the people. What I am going to do is
go ahead and enjoy.
Go into the innocent shop and move some innocents from any items that I may have. Master. It's really useful because I can just go down the entire thing. Oh yeah, I have a strength shard. And it says attack 1. It'll just give me an attack boost of 1 to my stats. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go over here to wherever those things are. X to sort. So strength shards are now at the bottom. I'm going to use this on Killia. His attack went from 164 to 165. So that's just useful, especially later game. And
shall we go?
Well, still remodeling. Okay. I don't want to end an episode without going at least into like one story level. So
where would you like to go, dude?
Most of the episodes have run about an hour anyway, so I'm not going to be going over time, I think. So, current Netherworld effect, non-flyers in the sea get poisoned at the end of turn. So, Poison Beach, I'm guessing, as you can tell from the picture, there will be water, and anyone can go in it, but if you're not a flying character like an imp or something, then if you're standing in it, you get poisoned. Why being poisoned is a paradise, I don't know. You can see a Prinny floating in the back right there.
Oh, hey! Did you hear the rumor?
Put auto scroll.
I sure did. If you don't wash your hands for a whole year straight, you'll win the Golden Glove Award, right?
No, you don't. And not that rumor. The rumor about the war with the Lost.
Oh yeah, I heard that too. The Lost are finally invading Poison Dice.
Yeah, exactly. Our next-door neighbors, Spirit and Termit, have been destroyed. And now it's our turn. They're here! It's the Lost! Run!
Ah! They're coming from this side too! We're done for!
Hey, we're not with the Lost!
Huh? Not the Lost?
We are the rebel army. Please calm down. We'll take care of the Lost.
rebel army? Never heard of it. You guys are probably just a bunch of weaklings.
You can either obey us or die. We'll let you decide.
We'll make you suffer. Is that not right, Sir Killia? He's eating again. My, Sir Killia, you're always hungry.
Stop right there, you dastardly lost!
One after another. Who is it now? Where are you?
A silver-white shadow that creates a storm. The raging Gale Overlord, Zeroken, is here! Yeah!
You again? What do you want this time?
What do you want this time? I wasn't able to save you guys from the Lost last time, so I came to save you.
You weren't able to save us, so you come to save us? What's this kid talking about?
He clearly appears to suffer from some brain defects. How unfortunate. May the Lord...
You went to all the trouble of following us? How thoughtful of you.
Shut up! It's my duty to fight the Lost! Stand down, amateurs!
What should we do, Killia? He may be a universe-endangering ignoramus, but he isn't an enemy. Letting him join our rebel army may be a viable option, but...
You can make all the decisions regarding the rebel army. My only objective is Void Dark.
Very well. Then let us ignore Zeroken and concentrate on our battle with the Lost.
Man, I have to wonder if he joins our team based on, you know, him being in the opening cinematic and all. Okay, so this is just talking about the poison. So, and it's only if you end your turn in the poison, which is nice, because a lot of games are like, oh, if you even touch it, you're done. Like, you're poisoned. But I prefer games where it's like, okay, if you stay in it, you're done. Okay, so now I have to kill some cats. Oh god, these, oh shit, shit. I fucked up, I forgot to put the stars down. Oh god, no. Okay, Zeroken keeps level with the enemies. Oh god, okay. This is gonna take some doing.
It's my turn.
I'm gonna have to use Metalia. Because, fuck me and my stupidness. Ice. Oh god. Okay. Oh god. Nope. Oh god. Okay.
Is this okay?
And I want to go here.
Here I go.
Okay, I'm gonna see how that goes.
You
Okay.
shit.
That was a nick. So this is going pretty decent. Got one of them, which is nice. Okay, we got them, and their levels have been decent. Peta is still level 10 because she's not dealing the killing blows, but
Let's end this quick.
that's okay. These guys are weak to fist, sword, axe, but resistant to most magics except for fire. Stupid punk kid. I'm actually interested in what his stuff is because I haven't read it in so long. So his stats are pretty decent. Flowing water, increase evasion by enemy units within 2 panels times 10%. So I'm guessing the more enemies that are there, he, like within the 2 panel radius, he gets easier dodges. So he just has the standard ones and his unique one is a horizontal 3 right in front of him. Neutral squad. If a kid who fights the Lost on his own, he calls himself the Gale Force Overlord and always shows up at the worst time. Okay, I can accept that. That's pretty nice.
Neil!
Can Seraphina shoot anyone yet? The range is up. Okay. I'm actually going to put them here.
Let's go!
Because I don't want to spread out my people.
Get super
This got a
reckless.
whole lot more serious than I was expecting it to because of my fuck up. So, and then I'll have him here. Does he have any buffs? He does not. Great. Great.
I'm doing this!
And then... but that costs 36 SP. You will only be able to use it once. Okay. And I'll also defend with that in case. Because... I want to see these guys' movement. Oh, that's display. Okay. So that's the movement. Enter.
Yeah!
Okay, so he's doing decent damage. Those imps are flying, and you can see them that they are differing palette, which means they're rank 2, I guess.
That was
I'm
fun.
gonna call it.
What is it?
Okay, so they're not doing too much damage, but that also
I
was
wanna
just a
play
nick.
more! Yeah! I wanna
So
play more!
I guess I have good resist. He does not. Okay.
You! Crap! You!
Hey!
Okay, so I'm gonna see whether or not I can do it. Okay, so because I just want to get rid of some people. If I can just capture some of them, it'll be useful later on. 2 enemies, so that's good because you can see that some of them aren't there anymore. Okay, so with this, I am going to put her there. Ah, damn, Dazzling Eyes doesn't hit them at that range. Pleasure Prison. Back one. Okay. I'm gonna have him just heal. Just have him heal the one. He's the only guy that took damage. And see where this lands us.
Hey! Father!
I'll support you.
Okay. Okay, so that person is charmed, which would be nice. And these guys don't like sword, so I'm gonna come over here, use some Blade Rush. Hopefully. And over here, use another attack.
Hey!
Thank you.
Hey!
Damn it. Okay. You can't be stingy on stuff right now. That'll hit too many of my people. He also has Killer Spin, which will be useful. Okay, let's just take her. Okay, so he just leveled up the Prinny Mastery. I could give Zeta's sword to Kilia, but I feel like I want to just let Kilia get to a high level on his own. Damn it. Okay, what I'm going to do is Talia, Montas, Ram. There. Because those guys are resistant to stuff, but unfortunately I just need to attack them.
Hey!
Ah, shit. guessing it's their ability. God, that just got super explosive.
Here I go. Oh crap! Oh crap!
Hairball.
Oh crap!
These really take a beating.
I want to play more! Oh!
I'll show you.
The Supreme One has
Hey!
Oh crap! You!
Daddy's a badass freaking overlord!
So I'm gonna overload with him.
Elchi Clairvoyant.
Give some good stuff. Special. So right now Killia is the only one in range of it. So I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get the people as weak as possible. That way Peta can put in the killing blow. And then do that. Right? Right? I want double make sure. Okay, so only execute. Just by doing this, I'm actually making the moves slightly stronger because you can see the combo is times 1.1.
Hey! Father! Hey!
Okay, good. So she leveled up. Oh, it almost killed her. Okay. And he's at level 17, 13. I guess I'll just take him out. Not a skull, that's fine. No resist to ice or star. So I'm going to come up here. Star. Star is just the basic neutral one. For the most part, like most people don't resist it early game. 17, 19. Oh yeah, and you can do squad attacks. So essentially, squads are able to do that, which is pretty cool. The more people you have in it, I believe the more damage. Yeah. Okay, so healer has been mastered.
Set up B!
Okay, resistance, because that person was in revenge mode. So now, I need to get over there, which will primarily be done with the throwing of individuals. How's your SP looking? 69? Yeah. Turn.
You! How about
So
it?
he just willingly poisoned himself, but
Oh crap! Oh
you
crap!
might just
You!
kill these guys with counters.
How about it?
Okay, you did it. And you leveled. So I'm not sure if I get to keep that level. Okay, and they all leveled from bonus XP. That was an ordeal. I got worried over that.
Behold this magnificent gunplay! Not only am I rich, intelligent, and beautiful, but I also possess excellent battle skills. My, I'm terrified of how good I am!
Don't let your guard down. Behind you.
What?
Watch out!
Damn it!
Secret technique! Annihilation Fireball!
What?
This guy has the same move!
Again, my life has been saved by Sir Killia. You may make claims to the contrary, but in the end, you are thinking about me.
That move! Where did you learn it?
So what if he used the same move? Sir Killia fought and risked his life to save me. Sir Killia is mine. If you dare try to accuse him of anything, I won't forgive you.
You thief! It won't take me long to discover the truth.
I'll consider that a declaration of war.
Thief, huh? What's he talking about, Killia?
Is it that rare of a skill?
I don't know. If even that kid can use it, it can't be that big of a deal.
Okay, so I'm gonna hand in these quests
Let's
after
fix
healing
you
my
up.
people. God, that. And I have Logan now, so I need to put him a squad or something. Whew, that was a lot harder than I was really expecting. Because I sort of remembered that that map. And I was like, okay, I got this. And then all of a sudden, it got hard. Why? Because no, I don't want to do that one again. I need to kill 3 martial artists. Need to kill 3 warriors. I can do that. They'll probably just show up. Gonna come over here
It's the cheat shop!
and bump that down to. I'm gonna keep it at 1 star right now and just try and not use my super OP characters because that would be. I don't even want to say unfair. It would just kind of be boring because it goes so fast. And
Awesome!
going to, lastly, organize a squad, capture squad. Why not? Let's put Logan in there. This is the mana one. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Although, yeah, these guys all get a portion of the XP that Natalia earns. And what I will do is I'm going to save the game. Back up here, because it's got to rotate. And I will see you guys in the next episode. So I hope you all have a nice day, and see you next time. Bye.